Hi guys! Welcome to my new Let's Play of Ace Attorney. This is Sylvia. We're gonna be playing the games in order of the trilogy. Let's see how it goes. So if you enjoy Ace Attorney, please leave a comment down below about who is your favorite character. And leave a like and just hit the subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Alrighty, let's get this started, shall we? We are going to be playing Ace Attorney. Episode 1, The First Turnabouts. Yes. Gasp! Gasp! Blood's all dripping. Ew. Oh no! Someone's been murdered! Fluffle! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Uh-oh. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. August 3rd, 1947 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. Phoenix. Okay. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh. Hi, Chief. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before the case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life's everything. It's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Probably. Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Why are you smacking me? Giving me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who? Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy that arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. You know, I know, Philia there. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I am going to do. I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of words here. So maybe I'll start a counter of how many words I've mispronounced the whole entire game. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge for you. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to assert your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Go. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. We're gonna pass out! The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry? The defendant, well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Woo! I know this one. God, I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Uh-oh. No, wait, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Stop smacking me! Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to click it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cindy! Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death. Okay. 7:31, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood, trauma. Okay. Right back. Cinder Block! The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. White. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, as Mr. White just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found laying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Statue. A statue in the shape of the Thinker is rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. You've already told me this, Mia. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call the first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. All you get chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Probably. Ahem. Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? You're right, Phoenix. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking any of my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. That's dumped, Larry. Was it to you? Anyway. Mr. Butz, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. Oh in fact, she had completely abandoned you and she was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of them! Lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30 the day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude. No way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? We should stop him from answering. My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I met her I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Stop him from answering! I'll send him a signal. Lie. Like a dog! Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. We have a witness that can prove that he did go to the victim's apartment that day. Uh-oh. Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Shotwit into the stand. You did it! Mr. Shotwit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Shotwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. Witness account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. And incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to be working during a blackout? Yes, Judge, they are! Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phones that Miss Shotwood used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the murder. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Okay. All right, Miss Wright. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is, isn't it, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradiction evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the tab and then point out contradictions to the testimony. Okay. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man flee in the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the exact time. It was 1 p.m. Wait, wasn't the autopsy a different time? Yeah, she died between 4 and 5. You found the body at 1 p.m. You sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy noted the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Schwab, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Yeah, you're sweating. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you had to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always a beggar more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Man, I wish real courtrooms were like this. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. There was a blackout. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this. Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably come from the television. No. Let's see. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. Got you now. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. He's got a toupee! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Schwab? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Schwab, the court has preferred to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These consistent corrections are harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Schwab. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, that murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Wait a minute. How would he know what? Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. You mean the statue? It's a statue. Wait, just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is that supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Schwab. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You must tilt it and say the timeout. It says time out loud. And as it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You weren't inside the apartment of the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. Dude. Oh, this music. I'll do better than that. I could prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and then the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Schwab, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandably, since the murder weapon spoke to just as you hit the victim, that voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Ugh. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard. No, I mean, I saw. Ah! Through the toupee heads! What? Fluffle. Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Give him death. We threw the toupee. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright? Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is right on this. I better think of it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Shaw heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sandling the clock. Let's sound the clock now. Here it is. The clock. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court, listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time is it now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Schwab heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Schwab, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! 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 You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Fluffle. I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Schweller. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like I'm a criminal. A criminal! Your lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Schwat. Chief! Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was running the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? She was in Paris. Yes. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence at the court record that I can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Is that? The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time that you heard when you struck her head in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Swat? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Mr. Did It. He's foaming at the mouth and he faints. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than what we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butz, not guilty. Yay! And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Schwawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Lily went to her apartment, the victim was at home. After he left, Mr. Schwawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Schwawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And he hit her in the head. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Woo! I still can't believe he won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial in such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Larry. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Larry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butz, innocent! Harry Butz! Hey, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat. No, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? So, Larry. Are you so sure? It squeezed me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, she okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? She's talking about that she had the statue on her. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some dumb chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make all of it what you want. What you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Right, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink our toast to innocent Butz. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you become a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe. Over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell Chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep." The end. Alright, guys. That is number 1. So if you like the series, please hit the like button and the subscribe button and leave a comment down below. What do you think about if lawyers could win cases just by pointing out contradictions? All right, see you next time. Bye, guys.